Now, Storm Watch 12 weather on News Watch 12.
Well, the area of low pressure that gave us some of the thunderstorms over the region has started to shift off well out of the area, and that's shifting the winds a little bit as well. In fact, you can kind of see that over in Crescent City. It's 65 degrees, but 83 degrees in Brookings. It's a north wind in Brookings, a west wind in Crescent City. That's why there's an 18-degree temperature difference there. It was 88 degrees for a high temperature in Medford. These are very close to our current temperatures as well. 80 in Lakeview, 78 in Klamath Falls. Again, temperatures are warming up and will continue to warm up over the next couple of days. Not a whole lot of wind except for up towards Roseburg and North Bend. That wind has been pretty sustained around 15 to 25 miles an hour, some gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour. Now we're shifting states altogether. Here's Brookings in the top left-hand corner of your screen, but we're looking right over Darlingtonia, and you can see that this little plume right here, this is smoke, and then the smoke has just disappeared, at least not disappeared in terms of radar, not being able to pick it up. But you can see it. Again, there is that smoke, that very faint gray look. Now there's a lot of clouds throughout the region, but nothing in terms of really trying to produce any kind of rain, which is good news because we don't need any additional fire danger, but we're going to have that coming up tomorrow. I'll show you that in a bit. But we do have an area of low pressure well offshore. This is going to park itself off the Oregon and California coast over the next several days, which will influence our weather as well. Latest air quality map, again, Medford, it looks like now Ashland's the unhealthy air has now been upgraded to unhealthy for sensitive groups. So again, most of the Rogue Valley extending out towards the west, again, has that unhealthy air. But Grants Pass, a little bit better air up towards the north, also off towards the east, Klamath Falls, Lakeview. Up towards Chemult, though, your air is not good at this particular time. You're a lot closer to some of those other fires up to our north. But down towards the south, Wairika, again, also down towards Mount Shasta City, improvement in your air quality. Well, actually not Wairika, but down towards Mount Shasta City for sure. The smoke again is going to continue throughout the next several days, but it should decrease in intensity as we go throughout the overnight hours. But tomorrow morning, we're going to start seeing that wind shift from the west-southwest, and that's going to, one, bring warmer air, and two, it's going to shift the smoke from the Smith River Complex fires. You can already see that plume really starting to take charge, and it moves from essentially from the west towards the east. So if we're lucky, it might miss us, but I don't think it will in the Rogue Valley. So again, we're going to have to deal with that smoke for Thursday and into Friday as well. Now, speaking of additional smoke, we're also going to have the danger for more lightning in the region. Again, all areas shaded in red has a red flag warning from 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon through 5 a.m. on Friday. Best chance of seeing showers and thunderstorms. They'll be pretty quick moving. Again, there's the dry vegetation. They'll produce rain, but they're going to be moving so fast they're going to act essentially like they're dry thunderstorms. And that threat will also extend out to the east as well. Now, our Stormcast, again, is kind of showing that activity over Lake County tomorrow afternoon. And again, it's also showing it, tries to show it here in the Rogue Valley, but it's mostly going to be along the Coast Range and along the southern Oregon coast. And that'll continue to shift up north as we go into the overnight hours and actually affect the northwestern part of the state as well. But once we get towards Friday, things calm down quite a bit. Not a whole lot of activity except for clouds and drizzle along the Oregon coast. And that's because the system is going to park itself offshore, but it's going to move farther out to the west. And as it does that, that's going to create problems for us because that's going to warm us up instead of cooling us down like it was looking earlier. Now, here's your forecast for the 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. Temperatures around 70 for tomorrow and staying into the 60s for the next several days after that. And for Northern California, it's going to stay pretty smoky for a couple days, but temperatures staying in the 90s until we cool off early next week. For the Klamath Basin, slight chance of thunderstorms and showers on Friday, and then temperatures hovering around 90 degrees for the weekend. And the Cascades, again, best chance of seeing any rain would be Friday, and then again possibly on Tuesday with that system moving through. And the Rogue Valley, again, temperatures staying pretty hot between about 94 and 97 degrees through Sunday. We finally cool off early next week.